circle is a magic place, a ring that is unbroken, a comic and a tragic space.
We gather in our sacred space.
Once more we find
A circle
ourselves
of women
inside. We're
from
looking
diverse
and we're
backgrounds.
seeking. We're brave
Seeking to
because
share
we shall not
experiences
hide,
and
as we turn
feelings
truth to
safely and
seeking.
confidentially.
And each one speaks the truth she
Each
lives.
woman
Now
who wishes
softly
to
we
speak
each thank
may do
her.
so
No
without judgment or
the praise we
interruption.
give. We feel no
Our
need to
intention
rank
is
her.
to listen
Our
and
circle
support
is a
each other.
gift we share, each
and
sister
only offer
one
advice
for
if it is
us.
requested.
And every voice is full of care, and each one joins our chorus.
Oh my God, Jamie, that guy that was flirting with me just before we left work was gorgeous.
I didn't notice, Pat. After all, I'm about to be a married woman.
Well, you're not quite married and you're not dead.
Well, did he ask for your number?
Nah, and even if he did, there's no point. He's a little too straight-laced for a transgender woman.
Oh, here we go. The ladies for our women's circle are coming. So glad you're here.
Having my baby, what a wonderful way of saying how much you love me.
Does that mean you got the call, Sandy?
Yes, Pat. I can't believe it. We've been waiting for years for the adoption agency to find us a child, and they just called us yesterday.
Hi, Jean, Leslie, Robin. The gang's all here. We can start circle.
Oh, well, wait, Jamie. Before you get started, you have to tell us what you decided to do about your bridesmaids and your bachelorette party.
Well, you'll be happy to know we'll all be spending the day before my wedding at the Dune Spa at the Jersey Shore.
Ooh.
We'll be pretty, oh so pretty, and your bridesmaids can all go to hell.
That's fine.
Well, let me officially welcome all of you to my place and to our monthly circle of women. I'll start with our opening. We gather together in our sacred space, a circle of women from diverse backgrounds, seeking to share experiences and feelings safely and confidentially. Each woman who wishes to speak may do so without judgment or interruption. Our intention is to listen and support each other and only offer advice if it is requested. Now, Robin suggested this month's topic. Would you tell the group, please?
Thanks, Jamie. Well, as you know, I had 3 adult children that still manage to keep me plenty busy. Sarah is dropping out of law school. Michael just lost his internship, and Becky is thinking about a divorce. On top of that, my husband Brian's dad is in the hospital after a heart attack, and his mom is running herself ragged trying to meet his needs. This just got me thinking about how much I need this circle and how important it is for us to take care of ourselves. So this topic I came up with was practicing self-care when sandwiched between generations.
Oh, great topic, Robin. I need this circle and this topic. Boy, I'm just a stressed out sandy sandwich right now.
Toasted, you mean?
Well, yeah. As I started to share earlier with Jamie and Pat, Julie and I finally got a call from the adoption agency, and we're having a baby.
Oh, wow. Yay.
But wait, that's not all. You all know Kathy, our daughter from Julie's previous marriage. Well, in addition to getting into Barnard, she's pregnant.
Oh,
And she wants to have an abortion. So who knows how things will go at this point.
Well, that seems like a good choice. She has her whole life ahead of her. She doesn't need to be weighed down by a baby at this point in time.
Yeah, but Julie is against abortion. The two of them have been at each other's throats about this. Finally, I suggested we raise Kathy's baby ourselves since we wanted to adopt anyway. And now we're going to have two babies?
So have you and Julie had the conversation about how you can handle two babies on your own?
Well, before we knew the adoption agency had found us a child, and we were just talking about Kathy's unplanned pregnancy, we thought Julie would stay at home and care for her biological grandbaby. But, now that we have another child on the way and my mother had a stroke last month, we are just not sure what to do.
Oh, wow. And I thought I had a lot of decisions to make. You're a double-decker Sandy sandwich. Sandy, if you don't want to answer, that's fine, but I'm curious. Is Tim the baby daddy? I mean, I know he and Kathy have kind of been on again, off again.
Yep, and she doesn't want to tell him. And what do you think about that?
Well, I think it's completely up to Kathy. If she wants to tell him, great. If not, that's great too. And if she decides to have an abortion, well, that's her choice as well.
I don't know. I kind of think it's important to include him in the decision and the discussion, especially if she decides to keep the baby. I mean, I have divorced friends who completely excluded their exes from their children's lives, and they really suffered from it.
And that's questionable. I have a friend who kept her abusive alcoholic ex in her children's lives, and it really messed them up.
Well, of course, but that's kind of an extreme situation. So what is Tim like, Sandy?
I mean, he's a nice enough guy. I've never had a problem with him. I mean, he's also starting college in the fall.
Kathy needs to do what's best for her. She's going to have to work that out for herself. I think the best thing you can do, Sandy, is be open and supportive.
I mean, I totally agree. It's up to Kathy. The only thing is Julie and I have to make some decisions. Are we still going to adopt a child? If Kathy decides to have the baby, how involved will she be? We have enough money, but Julie really gets a sense of self from working at the art gallery part-time. So do we get a nanny? And what about my mother? There's just a lot of layers to this sandwich.
Going through so much, Sandy. Take a breath. It's gonna be okay. I mean, quite frankly, my gut's telling me that Kathy's going to decide to have the abortion.
Thanks, Jean. But I just have to wonder how Julie would take that.
All rise for the Honorable Judge Sandy.
Thank you, Sam. You may all be seated. Sam, what's on the docket today?
This is the case of Julie versus Kathy. Kathy found herself unexpectedly pregnant. She wanted an abortion and her mother, Julie, was against it. Julie is suing Kathy for $5,000 for the trip to Europe she paid for.
Oh, Julie, as the plaintiff, tell me what happened.
Well, Your Honor, my daughter wanted to go to Europe for the summer. She just graduated high school and is heading to college in the fall. She asked for me to help pay for the trip and told me that a group of her friends were all going.
And what did you do?
Well, I paid for the trip.
I don't understand. What are you suing for then? You chose to pay for the trip. Or was it a loan?
It was a gift, but that's not what the issue is over. She lied to me. She made that trip to Europe with her boyfriend and had an abortion.
Kathy, is that true?
We hadn't completely decided what we wanted to do, but when we got there and wanted to enjoy ourselves and we talked about our college plans, we just thought it made sense to terminate the pregnancy at this time.
I object.
On what ground?
I objected to the abortion. I was willing to raise my grandchild. There was no reason for Kathy to terminate the pregnancy.
Kathy, why was that not a good solution for you?
I didn't want to spend my first year in college pregnant and then with a newborn. I didn't want to have to deal with the looks from people.
Well, why didn't you tell your mother that?
I tried many times. I've talked to her, but she doesn't listen. She's a bit of a spoiled brat. She has only ever worked part-time because her parents gave her everything. She always wants things her way. She can't take no for an answer and is bad at compromising.
That's not fair. I have only ever wanted to keep you happy.
I tried to tell you, but you wouldn't listen. This decision makes me happy. I thought long and hard about it and discussed it with Tim. We looked at it deeply, and this is a decision we made. Why can't you just be happy for me?
This is a tough case. I'm going to have to deliberate and come back with my decision. Julie would be beside herself if that's the choice Kathy makes. I don't know if their relationship could survive that.
I really like the idea of a nanny, whether you have one child or two. It would make it easier on Julie.
I really love what Tina did with my nails this time. She really is an artist.
Raymond, put those crayons down. I told you we only draw on paper, not walls.
Olga, where is my glass of wine? You know that when I come home from work, I need my glass of wine.
I'm Olivia for the 14th time. And your kids are out of control. Raymond is going to draw on the walls and Lily needs a diaper change. Can you help?
What are we paying you for? You know I need my glass of wine in my yoga session before I can do anything more. It's been a hard day at work and I was on my feet for 4 hours.
Yeah, if we decide to keep both children, a nanny is a no-brainer. There's no way Julie could handle 2 babies by herself.
Hey, is anyone going to get the door? I'm kind of rusty with baby food right now, and none of you seem to be able to cook. Seriously, with 4 adults, no one's going to get the dang door.
Grandma, the doorbell, the doorbell. Pizza, come on, hungry.
Hey, it's not a mistake. Yeah, I know you're in Nirvana right now, but those of us on Earth need food.
I'll get it, Tim. Never mind the fact that I'm studying for an important exam.
It's okay, Kathy. Hey, I can do it. Hey, here you go, Tim. You're gonna need these. Okay, everybody, pizza's on the table. Hey, Julie, you think you could help Raymond get his?
Sure I can. I'd love to help.
I would love a full house. I'm used to it. I mean, I'm used to handling a whole classroom full of hormonal teenagers. I'm just not sure how Julie would be. But Robin, you brought up the topic, so let's hear about your situation.
Wow, Sandy, seems like there's a lot of layers to your sandwich. We'll all send you prayers and good vibes that, that you find the best path forward. And remember, your circle of women is always here for you. And I'm so glad you are all here for me as well. My mother's heart is heavy with all that my children are going through. And I really can't do much except be there for them.
I hear you, Robin. As women, we are often the ones who take care of everybody else and we forget about ourselves. We put ourselves last. What are you going to do to take care of Robin?
Jamie, that's a great question. Since our topic is practicing self-care when sandwiched between generations. As for me, I continue to go to yoga regularly, and I even added Bikram yoga.
Oh,
Yep.
oh, no way. I could never do that hot yoga stuff. The heat, it would just melt my boobs off. Literally, they're silicone. I'd be melting. I'm melting.
Do, 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 do.
I guess I won't ask you to join me then, Jean. Oh my goodness. Well, I was handling it pretty well. But then when Brian's dad had the heart attack, there was a whole other layer to the sandwich. Quite frankly, I'm most concerned about his mom, who is spending 8 hours a day visiting him in the hospital. I mean, I've been trying to help her, but by making meals for her, but all the extra work is making me feel scattered. No matter how many yoga classes I take or massages I get, my energy feels depleted.
Oh, Robin, that is so much to handle. I know you didn't ask for advice, but I just wanted to share that when I feel overwhelmed, which is pretty often, I find writing in a journal to be really helpful.
You know, Leslie, I thought about that. What a good release. Maybe I will start doing that.
When my emotions are super strong, I burn the pages to really release it all. And that's a major accomplishment in an apartment that I share with my cat, O'Keefe.
Burn, baby, burn.
Oh, Jamie, what kind of sandwich are you making?
Well, gals, I guess I'm still in the honeymoon phase, so life looks pretty rosy for me right now. But I well know that things go in cycles, that life ebbs and flows. So I'm really grateful for this topic and this circle because it keeps me mindful.
And I've noticed you've been floating around at work, and I'm so happy you're enjoying your bliss. My kids are doing well too, and I just started dating someone, so I'm sort of in the clouds like you are. It's like we're fluffer nutter sandwiches.
Oh, it takes fluff, fluff, fluff to make a fluffer nutter.
Well, I guess I'm more like the peanut butter in the sandwich. Some sticky situations going on.
Well, tell us more, Pat.
Well, as you know, I've been trying to get accepted, involved, and as a leader of the women's marches. In the past, I got a strong no way because I'm trans. But last week, one of the organizers from the group in Brooklyn reached out to me and invited me to join them. Not exactly what I had in mind since I live in the Bronx, but it's a start. I have to say, though, I feel a certain amount of trepidation because of the support is not universal.
I can't believe this is still a thing in the feminist movement. I can understand you being apprehensive.
So I'll ask you the same question. What are you doing to take care of Pat?
Well, about once a month, I go to the pistol range. As you all know, I volunteer at my local youth center, and really, I get more out of those kids than I give. So, Leslie, what do you need to take care of yourself?
You know, I've avoided relationships of any type for quite some time. But this circle gave me the confidence to put myself out there a few weeks ago, when I was grocery shopping, I saw this woman in the cat food aisle. Somehow we just got talking. And we've been on 2 dates so far.
Woohoo!
My goodness. Oh, I think how wonderful, Leslie. But I know how stressful dating can be. So how are you managing it?
Oh, I just practiced what I'm going to say with my cat. And I got a good relaxation app that is really helpful.
Oh, I think I'm going to need that app. Can you text me the info, Leslie?
Sure thing, Sandy.
Well, I think our time is about up. I'd like to read the closing and invite everyone to stay and chat if you'd like. Our circle of women is always stronger than the patriarchy. May we all leave here with renewed strength and purpose.
What do you think I should do? Should I try to convince my partner, Julie, to accept her daughter's decision to have an abortion? Should we hire a nanny, keep both children, and figure it out as we go? Or should we do it ourselves without a nanny? You decide. Voting information and the links are below in the description. Watch for the next episode of A Circle of Women based on your votes. And be sure to subscribe to the Spoonie Theater YouTube channel so you never miss an episode.
A circle is a magic place, a ring that is unbroken, a comic and a tragic space, depending on what's spoken. Once more we find ourselves inside, we're looking and we're seeking. We're brave because we shall not hide, as each her truth is speaking. And each one speaks the truth she lives. Now softly we each thank her. No judgment, only praise we give. We feel no need to rank her. Our circle is a gift we share, each sister now who's for us. And every voice is full of care, and each one joins our chorus.